Aftermarket seats like this Corbin represent the most expensive accessories some motorcyclists will ever purchase for their bike. But are they worth it? In this episode of EV Rider, I'm doing a long-term review of my Corbin Gunfighter saddle for my 2020 Zero SRF. I ordered my Corbin seat back in March of 2021. It arrived in June, which was significantly longer than Corbin's original delivery estimate, but then again, everyone was trying to figure out pandemic-related supply and delivery issues back then. Although I was happy with my stock seat's looks and initial comfort, I started to get sore after about 50 miles of riding. Answering the big question first, is the Corbin seat an improvement over the stock seat? Yes, but is it a no-brainer to add? No. My rear end still starts getting sore after about 100 miles in the Corbin, although that's an improvement over the factory seat. Just about any Corbin owner will tell you there's a break-in period. But even after thousands of miles, it's not as comfortable on long-haul rides as I had hoped. Corbin offers an extensive customization tool, allowing you to play with an almost seemingly endless choice of colors and materials before picking your final design. When the Corbin finally arrived, the seat didn't fit the bike. It couldn't be pushed down low enough to latch. After comparing notes with some other Zero owners that had Corbins and trading emails with Corbin's tech support, what I ended up doing is taking some rubber bushings off the underside of the seat and using a Dremel on the underside to make a little bit of extra clearance. I then made a trip to the hardware store to buy some spacers that I used to raise up the Zero's factory latch to a height where the Corbin seat would finally catch and latch onto Zero's original hardware. Zero's optional OEM tailbox rack kit is what caused the clearance issues. Even though the seat had indents to accommodate the rack, things just didn't quite line up right. By comparison, a Mustang seat that I bought several years ago for a Kawasaki Vulcan I owned at the time snapped right in and offered plenty of additional comfort as compared to the Kawasaki's factory seat. Corbin did improve on Zero's original design by offering more padding and making it a one-piece design that can be easily removed by using a key. The factory seat came in two pieces, with only the passenger seat being key removable. An additional bolt has to be undone to remove the main portion of the factory seat. The Corbin's developed an irritating characteristic during the past few months. It started squeaking. More often than not. It's not something I've ever experienced in another motorcycle seat in all my years of riding. I found the solution to eliminating the squeaking was to add felt pads around the areas where the seat's material and frame were rubbing up against the bike's components. Before I bought the Corbin, I first approached Sargent Cycle, since its seating operation is based here in Jacksonville, Florida. I offered to loan them my bike to make a mold, but they weren't interested, saying the volume of sales wouldn't be high enough to warrant it. So kudos to Corbin for taking a chance on a small American motorcycle company. Corbin also offers the heating elements in its seats as an option. With tax and shipping, my Corbin cost $652 when I bought it last year. Would I buy my Corbin again, knowing what I know now? Yes. The bottom line is, despite my Corbin's installation imperfections, it's been a long-term improvement. I've also read some very positive comments about the comfort of Corbins from other Zero owners on the Zero Owners Group Facebook page. If you've got a Zero and want a little more seating comfort, the choice is easy, since for now, Corbin is the only manufacturer that I'm aware of making custom seats for the Zero brand. However, if you own a higher volume bike, I'd suggest cross-shopping other brands like Sargent, Saddlemen, and Mustang, and of course compare notes with other riders about the comfort of their aftermarket seats. If you've enjoyed this episode of EV Rider, please give it a like and subscribe to help me build my audience so I can continue to bring you motorcycling adventures along with the people and places in Florida.